Howdy, y'all. I'm Brylan. Now, if you didn't know who to believe before, well, you're not going to know who to believe now, but worse. The Jeffrey didn't have a client list, and he took his own life. DOJ and FBI saying findings that debunk conspiracy theories. Now, this goes way deeper than what we think. I'm going to show you how essentially everything the entire time has been a lie, and nothing is the truth, but everything is actually the truth, except for the part that isn't. Real quick, would you consider hitting that thumbs up button? You know, when you like this video, it'll get pushed out to more people, and it would really help spread the truth. Notorious predator Jeffrey didn't keep a supposed client list, and he took his own life during a short stay in Manhattan lockup. The Justice Department and FBI reportedly concluded in joint probe. So we're supposed to believe that he took his own life when there was actually no evidence at all whatsoever against him. Okay, yeah, so it's all starting to add up completely now, isn't it? The investigation, the results of which were detained in a memo obtained by Axios, also found no evidence that Epstein blackmailed prominent individuals. The Trump administration plans to release a video to prove the agency's findings from when he took his own life in 2019. He's the only person in there and the only person coming out. And we all know that videos cannot be altered or tampered with. And so, you know, it completely proves everything. It says no one else involved in the Epstein case will face charges. Wow. According to the memo, beyond his associate Ghislaine Maxwell, who is serving 20 years for... Why? Why is she serving 20 years? In fact, the court ruling is like, free this innocent woman. Obviously, facetiously, he's saying this, but this is what they want you to believe, that everybody involved in this is innocent. Now, do we honestly believe that these people are innocent? No, of course not. Should this woman be behind bars? You bet your bottom dollar. But the thing is they want you to believe that this woman deserves to be in prison, and so did Jeffrey Epstein, but there's no evidence to actually prove why. Now, when you just scroll through, you see people aren't too happy. You just have to scroll through X, of course. You know, a lot of people aren't happy on X a lot of the time, but there are lots and lots of people that are very unhappy about what is coming out. Essentially, the DOJ, FBI saying that there is nothing. There's no proof. In fact, they released this official statement saying that there is no proof that Jeffrey took his own life and that he kept a client list. Now, there's going to be lots of people that want you to think that you're the traitor for asking questions, for asking why these people that we trust, that were on our side, that said, yeah, there is a list, there is evidence, there is video evidence, and we are going to release it. We have it, and are suddenly saying that none of it exists anymore. And you ask questions. Why is this happening? Why are they suddenly saying this? And there's going to be people that want you to think that you're the traitor for not just submitting, but don't let them. Continue to ask questions, no matter who it is, no matter how much you trust the people in power. Never stop asking questions and never stop digging for the truth. I want to trust that Kash Patel and Pam Bondi are telling the truth. I want to trust them. But all of this is extremely difficult to accept. And that's okay. You shouldn't just accept it hook, line, and sinker either. In fact, here's a little history of what was supposedly supposed to happen once the right people got into positions of power, but we see what is happening today.
You know, it's the same thing with Epstein's list. It's like, what the hell are these Republicans doing? Oh,
I saw you
give out the list.
I saw you make news this morning about that. I got to get to that.
Yeah.
You say that the FBI has Epstein's list. They're sitting on it. That doesn't seem like something you should do. You're protecting the world's foremost predator. That seems like an evil thing to do, regardless of who may be embarrassed in the release of that list. Why is the FBI protecting the greatest pedest, the largest scale pedest in human history?
Simple, because of who's on that list. You don't think that Bill Gates is lobbying Congress night and day to prevent the disclosure of that list?
DOJ may be releasing the list of Jeffrey Epstein's clients? Will that really happen?
It's sitting on my desk right now to review. That's been a directive by President Trump.
You know, Sean, I gave them a deadline of Friday at 8 a.m. to get us everything, and a source had told me where the documents were being kept. Southern District of New York, shock. So we got them all by, hopefully all of them, Friday at 8 a.m., thousands of pages of documents. I have the FBI going through them, and Cash is also, now that we have Cash here, it's a game changer, of course, and Cash is going to, Director Patel is going to get us a detailed report as to why the FBI withheld all of those documents.
Okay.
Also, if you remember, we had the whole release of the list debacle where all these conservative influencers went to the White House and were a part of a small group that got binders that said the Epstein release, like phase 1. And these held all the information that we were all wanting to know, except it didn't hold literally anything that we didn't already know. However, it did show that there was a list of some sort, whether it be this bombshell thing that we all were hoping for, or whether it just proved that there is some sort of list out there. It is there, but now it's not there at all in any way, shape, or form.
Again, logical play out. If there was a video of some guy or gal committing felonies on an island and I'm in charge, don't you think you'd see it?
Tens of thousands of videos of Epstein with children or child, and there are hundreds of victims. And no one victim will ever get released. It's just the volume, and that's what they're going through right now.
These are some of the things that people are trying to reconcile, is trusting Kash Patel and Pam Bondi, taking them for their words, but now seeing a complete flip in 180 from where they essentially have been their entire careers. And you're just trying to reconcile why. In fact, you also saw Kash Patel on Glenn Beck's show talking about everything that he knew at the time. This was before he became the head of the FBI. But check this out.
Who has Jeffrey Epstein's
Black Book?
Black Book?
FBI.
But who? That is that. I mean,
Oh,
there's
that's under direct control of the director of the FBI. Just like the manifesto from the Nashville school, the Catholic school.
Yeah.
We still haven't seen that, right? It's not the Nashville police or PD saying we don't want this out. The FBI airmailed into that operation and said this is not getting out. Because they do that because this is another government gangster operation. All these local law enforcement communities get funding from the DOJ and FBI for local programs. And if you don't cooperate, you're not getting your $1 million for this, and you're not getting and that's a lot of money to these local districts.
In fact, you had Glenn Beck go on Patrick Bet-David's podcast and say this.
And in the next 10 days, you're going to see the Epstein file released.
In the next 10 days.
Next 10 days.
Oh,
Yep.
please. You think in the next 10 days the whole thing's going to be released?
Yeah.
And what kind of information you have to be able to be that certain about it?
I plead the fifth.
In the next 10 days.
Next 10 days.
Oh, please.
Yeah.
Stop it.
Next 10 days.
You're
I'm telling
teasing millions who want that list.
Day number 1, Kash Patel walks in. By the end of the day, it will be released. As soon as he's confirmed his first day, it will be released.
Everybody was very, very certain that there was this list that we all knew existed. And then all of a sudden now, here we are, and it doesn't exist. The video and the apparent Epstein taking his own life was lost. It was lost. We don't have anything. Video from the camera outside Epstein's jail cell, unusable. The jail CCTV erased by technical errors. All of these things just falling into place perfectly. Patrick Bet-David said this, that, well, he's shocked. The DOJ and the FBI have officially determined there's no proof Jeffrey took his own life, that he didn't maintain a list of clients, nor did he blackmail high-profile individuals. This is a terrible look on the FBI and the DOJ. No one believes this. Not his haters, not his supporters, not his diehard supporters, not even Ghislaine Maxwell. Now, I remember when I did the video, something is going terribly wrong, and the list is here, but there is a terrifying secret. A lot of people rushed to Patel and Bondi's defense. Now, I understand. It was very early. They said, just wait. You have to give it time. You have to give it time. Now, do any of us know what's going on? Do we know if we can trust any of these people? No, nobody knows that they can trust any of these people. So anybody saying that you absolutely can, they're not telling you the truth, because nobody knows. Are any of the people that watched my videos on this just asking questions, saying, why aren't we getting the information that they swore they were going to give? Day 1, here it is. Day 10, day 20, day 30, day 40, day 50, months. And you're not even allowed to ask questions. Why aren't we getting the information we were promised? That makes you like a traitor or something. In Matthew chapter 10, Jesus talks about the persecution that's coming and basically what to beware of. Things are going to get really bad. In fact, brother will deliver brother over to death for believing in Jesus Christ. But he goes on to say in verse 26, have no fear of them, for nothing is covered that will not be revealed, or hidden that will not be known. Whether we know the truth in this life or not, the truth will be exposed, and those who are a part of a cover-up of the heinous crimes that were committed will still face God at the judgment throne. And there is nothing more terrifying than facing Almighty God in judgment. Ultimately, God is sovereign and in control, and the truth will prevail. But hey, let me know your thoughts about all this in the comment section. I would love to hear from you. And if you wouldn't mind hitting that subscribe button, join this community. I would love to hear from you on a regular basis. And please, hit that thumbs up button. You know, when you like this video, it'll get pushed out to more people, and it would really help spread the truth. All right, I'll see you in the next video. Bye.